Oh, I ate way too much chocolate. People should listen to that show more. Especially when we're eating chocolate. They should eat more chocolate. I should be on there when they're eating chocolate. Oh, Cannon. What are you... Oh, no. You're despicable. It's a Travolting Development. His movies are kinda shit. 15 years without a hit. Hey! It's John Travolta!
Years later, drew a butt on a map.
Yes. And Pat lost his fucking mind. And
It was a butt!
It was hilarious. I laughed
But it
my
was a
ass
peach.
off. It was a peach?
It was a peach.
It was a peach. Was James anywhere near it? And was it giant? It was pretty giant. It was like all over Nevada.
Yeah, it was a pretty giant peach.
Yeah.
Broken
Now, is there a sexy spider lady?
Broken Arrow brought to you by the Nevada Tourism Bureau.
Yeah.
Or Utah, whichever it was.
Speaking of Broken Arrow, hello everyone and welcome to Travolting Development Episode 2. Wow, we are here quicker than I thought we would be. I am, of course, your host, That Cannon Guy. We are here to talk about another John Travolta movie. And that movie, of course, is, as Pat mentioned, Broken Arrow. So we know why we're here. We are just here to figure out if this movie was just perfect or just kind of basic. And surrounding me now, without finger guns this time, thankfully. Not yet, at least. Oh, fuck! Really? All I had to do was say it. Now I got two of them in my face. Oh, no, don't worry. I got some kind of... and now we're at a standoff yet again. You can't see it, but we're here. Anyway, while we're in a standoff, everybody, tell us who you are.
It's John Travolta himself.
Whoa!
Oh, my God.
And my sharp-ass widow's peak.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very sharp widow's peak.
You could cut a fucking turd on that.
Fucking hell.
It's a disturbing image.
I don't know what the fuck I just said, but I just said words.
I mean, that pretty much describes the show, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm so glad you were already recording because I just took a gamble and
Yeah.
just started. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's why I kept staring at you like, hey, you know.
I wouldn't even know you were looking at me.
It's just like Jimmy's like, here are some non-visual cues.
Anyway, who are you, Pat?
Hey, it's Pat here tonight.
And I don't know why you had to hit me with a guitar again, goddammit.
Well, you know,
You could have just asked. We'd do this again. It was very popular.
again, as I told you, there are a lot of guitars down here. And you know what?
We gotta get used to
It's kind of a tradition at this point, is it not?
And
Well,
plus,
now, I guess.
Cannon may or may not be the long-lost grandson of the Honky Tonk Man.
I mean, hey, I don't know that. That would also make me related to Jerry the King Lawler, though.
Yeah, none of that sounds good.
I don't even think being related to Honky Tonk Man would be that cool.
Better to just say that you're descended from the great hero El Kabong.
But before we go any further, we have a guest host today.
The first guest in Travolting Development and Cajun Greatness.
Oh,
history.
yeah.
The first
Yes.
time we've had more than 4.
Yeah. Take 5.
Yeah.
What have you.
Yeah. Like the only time that we've had extra instead of being a person down.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Frank. I'm fading fast, unfortunately.
Frank, thank you for joining us today.
Our dear friend Postman Frank, who gets a shout out every episode, except this one. You're here, so you deal with it.
Okay. I still want to shout out, though.
Also, we
Okay.
appreciate you
Shout-outs
coming
are
back
fun.
to AYCH for the first time in over a year.
Yes, that's
Apparently, we scared him off real bad with cats.
No,
I forgot you were on the Cats episode.
He was on Cats.
that is the last movie I've seen in a theater, and I'm very angry about
Oh,
that
I'm so
still.
sorry.
Yeah.
That was mine until we saw Godzilla Kong.
Yeah.
But I was less
Don't you mean
upset
Kong
about
Godzilla?
You're right, I do. Kong
Yeah.
Godzilla.
I think
Good
you
catch.
said that title wrong.
Yeah, good catch.
So yes, it is another night, another late night. But we
It's
are
only
here.
9:40.
It's not that late, but you know, me and my constant state of just wanting to be in bed all the fucking time.
Feel
It's
it.
always late, even at 2:30 in the afternoon when I'm snacking on 3D Doritos.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I wish I had some 3D Doritos. That'd be
Those
pretty
would
nice.
be really good.
Wish I had some Pepsi Blue right now.
You know what? I wish we had more of a snack budget, and you know, we could get a snack budget for these movies
If you guys go get some merch at tpublic.com/user/Caging Greatness, we're adding new designs just about every week, sometimes every day. Check it out. Buy something cool.
We have an irresponsibly high amount of designs on the TeePublic store.
That's right. We're following the Young Bucks trend. If there's a thing that happens, we're going to make a shirt of it because somebody will buy it probably.
Sure.
In fact, tonight's episode was purchased with funds from our very first sale. So once again, thank you to our dear friend Ellie. I don't know if she listens to the show, but if she does, thanks, old pal.
I don't advise it, Ellie, but God bless you anyway.
I mean, she might listen to Cajun Greatness, but Travolting Development, that's kind of a toss-up.
Yeah,
you never
that's
really
fair.
know.
I mean, last time was The Fanatic, so God.
Yes, it was. I'm reminded every day that I have a coaster with John Travolta's face on it now.
Yeah,
it was a pretty.
You went deep for that bit.
I mean, like I said, I know. God, I can't believe we're still talking about The Fanatic, but I rented it and bought it on Blu-ray.
You did.
So, yeah.
You spent way too much money on that.
I did. Don't worry. One day.
Granted, free is too much for that.
I mean, one day, who knows? Maybe John Travolta will film another movie in Birmingham. Apparently, it's the second one he's filmed in Birmingham. Maybe even more. I don't know.
Well,
and maybe Fred Durst will shoot, God forbid, a sequel to The Fanatic so we could go down there and destroy him.
There was an announcement that I saw just today. I mentioned to Jonathan earlier when we
God.
weren't recording because we have lives outside of the podcast, weirdly enough. They announced that they're doing a new movie, John Travolta and Bruce Willis. They're going to reunite in a new movie.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have a director or anything?
I'm looking it up now because I saw the headline, but I never saw the actual
because
thingy.
Bruce Willis has definitely got to a
Here
point
we
where
go.
he's just stationary in films and they just kind of move the
It's
camera around him.
Going to be called Paradise City, and it'll be directed by Chuck Russell. It's about Bruce Willis, who is a renegade bounty hunter who must carve his way through the Hawaiian underworld to get revenge on a crime lord played by John Travolta. The film is said to be reminiscent of Miami Vice, except for police, it'll follow bounty hunters. And instead of being fun, it will be a slog and terrible to watch.
So this
I
is
imagine.
so this is not a Guns N' Roses documentary.
When
you
fucking know that they got the rights to that song before anything else they did with this movie.
That's
Yeah.
what I was about to say. I bet they got that song first. We'll call it Paradise
But are
City.
they going to do the Slash version? Where he says the girls are nice and they have big titties.
I mean,
Now, granted, Chuck Russell, he has quite a itinerary. He directed The Scorpion King.
the first one?
The one with The Rock. The 1988 version of The Blob. Nightmare on Elm Street 3. And The Mask. Which starred Jim Carrey.
Oh,
okay.
I mean, he's done good things.
Yeah, but Bruce Willis was also in Cop Out, directed by Kevin Smith.
I don't hate that movie as much as the entire world does. I may
look-
have to watch it again, but I remember not hating it.
I don't
much.
think that movie's entirely Kevin Smith's fault. I feel like there's a lot of people at fault for that movie.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't blame Kevin Smith for that shit at all. I blame Bruce Willis.
Yeah,
We know who's not at fault for that movie?
Christian Slater.
Tracy
Well,
Morgan?
for not being in it. Yeah. I mean,
Yes.
Bruce Willis has done a lot of things.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, he's pumping
Odds-
out those straight to DVD movies like nothing.
yeah.
Kind of like
sure there's a
another
good
guy
chunk
we know, Nicolas
bad.
Cage. But
They're not all straight to DVD. A lot
Not
of them are
all,
straight
but
to
mostly.
Video
Mostly.
streaming services. You know.
it's the same shit. Straight to streaming, straight to DVD. It's all the same ballpark. But yes, Broken Arrow, 1996, I believe. Directed by who again?
John Woo.
Oh yeah, John Woo. How can I
John
forget?
who?
You
John
know
Woo?
how I forgot? Because there wasn't a fucking dove in sight. That's how
There was
I
so
forgot
much
John Woo.
hard-boiled style gunplay.
But still, no doves.
bad.
So that's why I didn't know who directed it.
That's fair.
So
no does, but it might have laid an egg.
as per tradition, we're gonna just go around the room and everyone talk about how they felt about it, give their Letterboxd star rating if they have it.
Yeah.
And so, Jonathan, Broken Arrow, how you feeling?
This movie is dumb. It's really stupid.
You're not wrong.
But I overall I had a good time.
It's fair.
Also, Otto.
Boom! Oh, we know how Otto feels about it.
Otto Smiley.
Frank, say
Otto
hello
is
to
a-
Otto.
He's a happy mom.
Hello, Otto. Nice to finally meet you, Otto.
Otto waved back. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
But yeah, this movie is fucking dumb.
Yeah, it's dumb.
What would you give it on a 5-star scale?
I'd give it a 3. Solid
All right.
3.
All right, let's just keep it like around the table. Frank.
I enjoyed it. I saw it a long time ago, probably when it first came out, and maybe once on cable after that. I enjoyed it both times. It's been a while since I saw it, so I forgot some of the ridiculousness. Like, the plot makes 0 sense.
None.
Oh,
Fucking
no.
spoilers. None.
Travolta chews up some scenery, and
as he's wanted
just
to do.
just the looks into the camera were just made you go, what the fuck?
Dead down the barrel.
The way the camera looks.
However, the ending, except for the last line, is fantastic. If you haven't seen the movie, I guess we're doing spoilers.
Oh, yeah.
oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Full spoilers for
you,
this.
you listen to every show. We always do spoilers.
Yeah.
Change the rules for you, Frank. I'm
the
sorry.
ending of the movie is so goddamn fantastic. Even the cheese factor of Travolta looking at the freaking nuclear weapon coming at him, that for some reason has a shiny metal point on it,
Convenient, right?
Very.
knocks his very realistic dummy out the back of the boxcar.
I must say,
And then everything blows up because it's John Woo.
yes.
In the late 90s.
I had my score set at a certain point in this film, and because of the finale of this movie, it got bumped up a little bit. But what would you give it out of a 5-star scale?
I'm gonna say 3, just because it's stupid, ridiculous.
Okay.
Just ridiculously stupid, but it's fun. It is really fun. There's, especially if you like explosions, because once again,
God,
it's
yes.
John Woo. Everything explodes.
Yes. Patrick, what you thinking?
I say, I love how this movie just is just serving like Sunday afternoon like TNT blockbuster movie
Yes.
realness in this
100%.
in this production.
100.
But I had a good time. I echo everyone's sentiment. It's goofy as fuck. It's deliciously 90s. And I gave it 3 stars with a heart. And my Letterboxd reviews is as follows. Who knew that there were 2 gay undertone-filled movies starring fighter pilots played by Scientology actors?
I knew it.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
No, you're correct. Yeah.
Captain Shimmy.
Well, I watched this movie probably around 97 or so when it hit VHS. It used to be one of my favorites. I hadn't seen it since, God, easily 98, 99. And so I've forgotten how ridiculous it was. That ending where the nuke was shoved through Travolta because of a train crash, that has stuck with me for 20 years.
You don't forget something like that.
No, you do not forget that shit. So that was the only part of this movie I remembered, along with the "You're crazy, yeah, ain't it cool?" Because that was in every single trailer. And,
Correct.
You know, keeping with the theme in that it takes a lot for me to hate a movie, and when I hate a movie, I will dog it forever. But if a movie's okay or if I like it, I usually score it higher than a lot of other people. So I gave this one 5. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I gave this one 3.5 stars. I enjoyed it thoroughly. It's ridiculous. It would have been higher if it was someone other than Christian Slater, because I don't like Christian Slater.
He is definitely not a leading man.
He is not. No. But yeah, 3.5 stars. I mean, it's big, giant, stupid explosions is fun.
Well, I'm not going to do what I did last time on Travolting Development, because that was for a bit. But this was the first time I'd ever seen this movie. Also, who's other first? Pat and Jonathan? Okay. I remember the trailers, like Justin said. I remember that line, even though I'd never seen this movie before.
Yeah.
And it is so stupid. It is banana sandwich insane. The explosions galore. Some of those... First of all, if you're a helicopter, you're fucked. You are
So many helicopters.
You are so many helicopters are blowing up. But I gotta say, since like all of them were like practical, they looked fucking awesome.
Like, they didn't even have to be flying to
Yeah.
explode.
yeah,
One of them was strapped to a fucking train
but
and went kerblooey.
I had a score in mind. Like I said, at some point I had a score embedded in my brain. But as we've already established, the ending is so fucking nuts that I cannot ignore it. So I bumped my original star review to a 0.5 star I'm giving it a 3. Giving it a 3, and I'm gonna tag it with a little heart.
Yeah, that's fair.
Also, no doves. John Woo, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know. I kind of want my
Butterflies, not as cool as doves everywhere.
I was
Sorry.
expecting bats when they're in the cave.
Yes, they're all over the desert. So
And that was really well lit for a mine 2,000 feet below the crust.
That's been
Yeah.
unserviced for many a year.
and
Yeah.
like the opening scene with the stealth plane, like it didn't look bad.
No, it was
Like
good.
it didn't look bad at all for the time.
Yeah, no, like even for now, there's a lot of movies that would look a lot worse if they tried to use something like that.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me like Independence Day level.
Yeah.
Or like the best parts of Independence Day.
Yeah, like it was top tier for its time, so now it's like low to middling now, but not terrible.
Yeah.
Except that one shot of Travolta's face right before he tries to kill Christian Slater.
Yeah,
And it just, like, his eyes just go dead and sort of cross-eyed, and it
And, like,
zooms in right on him.
oh my
And then
God!
there's, like, the Hans Zimmer musical sting.
Yeah,
The
Hans Zimmer did
freaking
the fucking
mugging
music.
at the camera from Travolta through this entire movie is just ridiculous.
yeah. If you were lucky enough to have, I guess, not have seen a trailer before watching this movie, if you have seen this film, if you didn't know John Travolta was about to pull a heel turn, then well, you fucking knew it then, because that camera gets all up in his grill, and it's just like, you know what, it's time to be a bad guy.
He doesn't just break the fourth wall, he fucking nukes it.
oh my! Oh,
I wouldn't do that if I didn't know it was coming. We haven't talked about this at all.
No,
That was unplanned.
so see, like I was waiting to do that myself. I realized that opportunity in the middle of the movie. That's like
There are
but y'all
nuclear
got to
warheads
first.
involved. Yes, 2 of them.
See,
But it's a great level of synchronicity how this happened.
This is the most 90s movie ever to 90s.
well, with
It
the
is definitely
cast,
one of them.
too.
Yeah, this is a who's who of 90s fucking actors.
And
in
Marvel
this film.
dudes. A lot of Marvel dudes.
Yeah.
a lot of just career character actors.
We got Christian Slater.
Yeah.
Delroy Lindo.
That's right.
Always lovely to see him and stuff. Tuco from Breaking Bad.
Let's not forget Samantha Mathis from Super Mario Brothers.
I mean, can't we, though? Couldn't we,
Nope,
please?
she's in it.
yeah.
Fine.
yeah.
Take it.
I kind of forgot her already.
Brett from Pulp Fiction.
Yes,
Brett.
Who?
it's
Frank,
like the
Frank
political
Wally.
attaché nerd.
Yeah, Frank Wally. I
Ben
believe
Urich
his name.
and Leland Owlsley from the Netflix Daredevil show.
The guy who saves Tony Stark in Iron Man.
The guy who saves Tony Stark.
Did we mention Bob Gunton, who dies by taking a fucking mag light to the throat?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And how, the longer I watch this movie, I am reminded of how that actor looked a lot like my former stepfather, and it made me very uncomfortable.
That's fair.
Wasn't a fan of my
See, that
former
happens with
stepdad.
me and Tom Selleck. My dad
Yeah.
very much resembles Tom Selleck, especially since he always had that stupid Magnum PI mustache. So the only time I can see Tom Selleck and not hate him is in that Kevin Kline movie In and Out, because he doesn't have the mustache.
Well, what about the miniseries we played, Eisenhower?
I haven't seen that one.
Well, he didn't have it there.
Oh, okay. Well, I could probably watch that. Obligatory fuck my father and let me tell you a sad story.
I know. There it is.
I don't want to butcher his last name, but
Witchin?
he was Max in the movie, the guy who helped Tony Stark in Iron Man.
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure how to pronounce that.
Sean Tube.
Probably Taub.
Taub, maybe?
perhaps.
Yeah.
But I swear to God, I'm literally looking up to see if it's the guy from Iron Man on IMDb when Justin screams, "Hey, that's the guy who helped Iron Man in Iron Man." I was like, "Fuck, I'm literally searching it. That's crazy."
This is just full of and of course the NFL player that Frank immediately called out,
Howie Long.
Howie Long,
What was
who turns heel, which is crazy because football players in movies you think you should be able to trust.
Well, he's a Raider. You can't trust a Raider. They're cheaters.
Well, I mean, like
Cheaters. They low
Howie
down.
Long.
They're dirty players and cheaters.
Who's the other one that was like big in the '80s movies? He was in Schwarzenegger movies. Brian something, I think.
Oh, Brian Bosworth.
Thank
he
you,
was
yeah.
not a Raider.
Yeah, no, Bosworth, but he's always a bad guy.
He was not anything. He was not anything for a long period of time because he was not as good as everybody thought he was.
And like O.J. Simpson played a good guy in the Naked Gun movies, but then he fucking murdered 2 people.
But it is fun watching him get hurt in those Naked Gun movies.
I mean, yeah, that is pretty fun. Of course, he's not dead like the two people he fucking murdered.
Well, yeah. There is that.
Justin coming in with the hot takes.
Yeah.
Now, O.J. Simpson
That's
is
gonna be
bad.
that's gonna be some of our next merch. It's just gonna be picture me going, OJ did that shit.
Now, see, Sammy, what you don't understand about today's kids is that they're going to get on TikTok and say how every murderer, they did their time. It's time for them to be rehabilitated.
He never did time. He never fucking did time.
Then tell that to all the teenage girls who are falling over the Menendez brothers.
Oh God. Oh, everything you say makes me sad.
They're reminded they shot their mother's face off when she was trying to run away.
Yeah. And OJ was in jail, but for stealing his own merch back from a dude and fucking road rage. But he got away with murder. 2 murders.
But Howie Long hasn't killed anybody.
As far as we're aware.
he
He killed some people in this movie.
In the movie, yeah, but that's not real.
He killed the dude that plays Ben Urich.
Also,
Asshole.
guess who
Asshole.
Guess who else is in this movie?
Who else is in this movie?
I don't know how to describe it, but the lighting, it's the 90s lighting where you see all the dust and shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
See, this was a good bit in my head, and then when it came out, it sounded really fucking stupid.
I don't
but you know what I'm talking about. It was in every fucking 90s movie.
Where how there's shafts of light and you can see the dust particles because they think that makes it look cool.
Yeah.
Like how J.J. Abrams put lens flare and everything for 17 years, it feels like. No, I get you.
Yeah. Speaking of light, what about that scene where Christian Slater avoids getting shot by moving away from the sun and temporarily blinding a park ranger?
Yes. Yeah, he jerks his head to the left, our left, his right, as if the sun had been blocking her, his head had been blocking the sun from her view, despite the fact they're on a giant goddamn plateau at sunrise, and there was no shadow over her face until he fucking moved.
Well, the thing is the logic behind this entire movie.
I was about to say, that's probably the smallest plot hole.
Yeah.
And never mind it when they tumbled down the hill 5 seconds later, it was midday.
Yeah.
Or escape from a nuclear bomb by being underground, finding a river, and making it out.
I think this is a point where we should say for people who have not seen the movie, John Travolta and Christian Slater, they are, just fighter pilots, whatever you want to call it. Air Force people. And John Travolta's like, you know what? Fuck this. I want to sell some nukes and make some money. So he turns his back on the U.S. government.
Because he got passed over for promotion.
Yes.
Because he's an asshole.
Because he's been a bitch for 20 years doing what he's been told to do, and he ain't been getting shit for it. So now he's like, you know what? It's my turn to get some.
What a fucking cuck.
Yeah. And then, people get ejected from seats. And then, Christian Slater runs into a park ranger who tries to put him under arrest, even though, can park rangers arrest people? I don't know.
I need to look that.
Let's find out. I don't know why I
don't even know if they can carry.
My
giant
question
ass
about that
revolvers.
is, why would she try to arrest a pilot who bailed out of a crashing plane? What goes through your head? Plane crash. Pilot lands. Oh, he's alive. Let me arrest him.
I will say, before John Travolta's character ejected, he did get on the radio and would try to make it out like it was Christian Slater, Hale's fault. He lost it.
But that wasn't to the park ranger.
I know, but what if she got? What if she got I don't know, did two ways exist?
Okay, I'm
then?
sorry.
A page. What if she got a page?
I'm sorry. I'm talking logically about this movie.
Park rangers,
a huge mistake because there's not a thing of logic that goes on in this thing.
Park rangers can, in fact, arrest people in a national park.
Okay.
They have a very limited area of jurisdiction.
What fucking national
Kind of
park?
like University Police, right?
Kind of.
If you just
Utah.
Mars.
Utah is a
Utah is a national
The
park.
whole state.
Jim, we need to go home. The rabid Mormons are coming.
And they do carry sidearms.
Okay.
because she had a pretty big revolver and a honking knife.
I will
too.
say, if you're a park ranger, I mean, if you're in a park, let's say that has fucking bears.
I mean, yeah.
If a bear comes barreling towards you, I guess you need something, a fucking hand cannon.
A rattlesnake.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like I was saying earlier, the entire logic of the movie, and I'm talking the acting, the writing, cinematography, everything going on, was someone asked John Woo what he thought was cool. Why did you do that shot, Mr. Woo?
Yeah, there are a lot of questionable
anyone gonna tell him
shots
no?
in this movie. Like,
John Woo probably has a gun in his back pocket.
first of all, like John Travolta's character smokes in this movie, and goddamn, nobody smokes a cigarette quite like John Travolta. Am I right? Am I
he has
fucking
the most,
right?
Like, extra
Lord.
finger gesticulation when he just sticks that cigarette.
And
in
I'm
his
looking
mouth.
forward to it in Face Off because I know he fucking does the same shit there too.
Like literally, he can only smoke if he's throwing up gang signs.
Man, I dig it. I did. You know what? I am a fan at how John Travolta puts his mouth on that butt and just sucks.
Isolate that audience.
Now, all right, which I find interesting because, like, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna throw this out there. Tonight was the first time I'd seen this film, and we're immediately recording, so I got nothing. I wasn't trying to take notes or anything. But here's your obligatory random IMDb facts.
To be fair, though, before you say that, it does seem to work better for us when we don't take notes.
Yeah, I think so as well. Like, I think the ebb and flow works better that way. But strangely enough, with John Travolta just smoking cigarettes left and right, apparently, for preparation for the role in this movie, Christian Slater actually gave up smoking.
Huh.
So he's just having a Nick fit the whole time.
And also,
That's why
He
his
wanted-
eyebrows are just like.
He wanted to be extra angry at,
what is
at
it with,
Travolta
like-
smoking.
it's like Vince McMahon and Christian Slater, the older they get, they slowly start to turn into Vulcans.
A little bit.
Have they checked at their ears? Are they getting pointy at any point?
No, he had
But the problem is Vulcans are supposed to be 100% logical. When has Vince McMahon ever been logical?
You know what? That's
100%
fair.
petty.
Yeah.
And besides, the reason why Christian Slater's ears aren't pointy because he had his ears docked as a child to hide his true heritage.
Yeah.
Sure. Did you know this wasn't John Woo's first American movie?
Really?
Yes, his first American movie, which is also one of my favorites from childhood, is 1993's Hard Target, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme with the best mullet in the world.
That was a sweet mullet.
And wasn't Lance Henriksen was the villain in that one, wasn't he?
I do not
pretty
remember.
sure it
I
was
remember
Lance Henriksen.
enjoying that movie, though.
Yeah, no, because the front of it and the ads and all the comic books and shit are always Van Damme with his mullet, but it's in the like there's an arrowhead. That's the design, so he's in the arrowhead, and that's the design because he's like a hunter or something from Louisiana.
How to know you're a nerd, you remember things from ads you saw in a comic book.
You know, I'm
Yeah.
not 100% if I've said this on the podcast, but I did have an epiphany the other day and realized that I have only. Oh, that's pretty sweet. I'm looking at the movie poster.
Yeah,
Justin
right,
is
right.
showing us the movie
Hard
poster
Target.
for
Hard
Hard
Target.
Target. Oh, yeah.
I realized.
Oh, yeah.
I realized the other day, with the exception of 1994 Street Fighter, and the Expendables 2, I have not seen any other Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
Oh, sir.
what?
Bloodsport and
Yeah.
Kickboxer, Hard Target.
No, no.
You've never seen Bloodsport?
No.
Okay,
I've, I've seen none of these.
We're
movies.
adding those to the list.
Oh, yeah.
I
Like
mean, we've got a Jean-Claude Van Damme wheel choice over
We
there
do.
on our Uncaged.
Wow.
It's like the other day was my first time watching Big Trouble in Little China. Was it a few
Yeah.
weeks ago? Like 2 or 3
Now,
weeks
that
ago?
is one of my all-time favorite movies.
Such a good movie.
I had a great
Also,
time.
Lance Henriksen was the villain in Hard Target, and it also featured Yancey Butler, who went on to play Witchblade in a terrible TNT show, and everyone's favorite old man, Wilford Brimley.
Witchblade. I haven't thought of that horse shit in an eternity.
Wilford Brimley,
Oh, you think Witchblade
What
was
the
bad?
fuck?
diabetes.
Do you remember Nightman?
I totally remember Night
I mean,
Based
silly-
off the Malibu comic,
silly ass
Nightman.
monocle.
I'm a dark man myself.
I'm the day man.
That's a
Although when
movie,
you said
everyone.
Witchblade and Wilford Brimley in the same sentence, my brain crossed that image, so you just see.
It's like two transparent images that
Okay,
overlay
now,
on top of each other.
now Justin is showing me another movie. Is that a show?
This was a show. This
Okay,
was a
well,
shitty show.
that poster.
Fuck!
What is that?
I remember that now.
What is that?
He's
From
fucking
Malibu
brain
Comics.
blasted me. God damn.
I don't know what that is. I've never seen that.
Was that on
before.
like what was
There's
that,
a reason why you haven't seen that.
That
It
looks like a
lasted second.
Goosebumps
No, it was
episode.
like
What the fuck?
TNT. It was not. It was from 1997. And this
Father
is
of
the
the
character it's
Nightman.
based on. We're gonna put all these in the social posts.
Okay. This will all make sense to you guys later.
Or you guys can Google Nightman TV show.
I mean, he looks just as dumb, but okay.
It was bad. It was so
It
fucking
was bad.
Was that Image Comics?
No, it was Malibu, the same company that brought us Prime.
I
Let me tell you about Prime real quick. Okay?
All right, let's hear it.
Take it,
Prime,
everybody.
I'm going to tell you the story of Prime. Prime is about a young boy, probably about 11 or 12, who can turn himself into a big, strong superhero.
So
But
Shazam.
But then the powers wear off, the superhero body becomes goop, and the 11 to 12-year-old boy falls out of the goop body butt-ass naked. Now, let me tell you why that's important. Because the writer and creator of Prime, and again, just to make sure that anyone listening, not Norm Brayfogle, who is the artist and also a pretty decent dude, love his art, but the writer and creator of this superhero.
I don't like where this is going.
I know where this
I
is going.
hate where it went.
Yeah.
The superhero who's a 12-year-old boy who falls out of a goop body naked, who was arrested and jailed for child pornography.
Why was... yeah. That is what we call in the industry a yikes.
Yeah.
And foreshadowed.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
So
It's almost that people who have like dangerous sexual predilections always have a tell.
yeah, it's weird, right?
A little bit.
like just for example, if you want to know what the what an actual licensed Transformer product for a period of time in Japan was, Google Transformer Kiss players. Look that shit up.
I'm sorry, what?
Look up Transformers Kiss players, and no, it doesn't have the Gene Simmons band Kiss. It has Transformers who get power by kissing prepubescent girls.
I'm
who
sorry,
that fuse
what?
into their bodies, and once the power and the fight wears off, they're spilled out in a puddle of goop.
I'm sorry, fucking
Hold on.
That was-
wait.
Why is this a thing?
I know this show goes off the rails a lot, but god fucking damn. What did you just say to me?
What the fuck am I looking at?
I don't even want to be in this basement anymore.
Why were there two things that were basically the same fucking premise and it all involved like child rape? I do not like this.
Everyone, thank you for joining us on Travolting Development. We're
Yes, thank
retiring.
you.
Good night.
Good night. We're leaving now.
God damn it. Oh, fuck.
If you had told me this morning this is where this fucking podcast
Let me
probably be like,
let me ask a question. Wasn't it supposed to be that Pat is the one that kept things on the rail in this
No.
little
The
group?
joke is that Pat tries, and we just we
Pat
broken arrow
is-
that shit.
Pat
and
is
put
the one that
eject
just-
button.
Fucking put dynamite under the rail and
Would you say it was a nuclear warhead?
he nuked it. Yeah, he nuked the
Right
rail.
here. Let me show you the picture that'll be going up on the social.
Oh, my God.
To show everyone what Prime is, because that's not a red fucking flag.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. No bueno.
Yeah, maybe. I'm going to veto that. Don't put it under social.
Oh no, that one's going on the social.
please don't.
That is a classic ad for Prime.
Is Shimmy, as acting CEO of AYCH, I disbar you from putting that picture on your Twitter.
Fine.
We don't want to give these sexual predators any
I'm just
ammunition.
gonna do the regular #1 cover. How's that?
Yeah, that'll work. That works.
For everybody
That's fine.
else, just Google Prime and you'll see the image. It'll be the one that pops up immediately.
That's still freaky in just a different capacity.
Yeah. Oh, you should see when he got like.
I'd rather not.
Oh no. He had an edgier look, where he had. Oh, this is where it gets real fucking weird, right? He got long hair, and like he was wearing chains on his fucking pants and stuff, and he also, you can't see it in this particular picture, but he had a lipstick kiss on his cheek. No one really knows why, but that was what he looked like.
While we're playing Prime Show and Tell, I'm going to give another IMDb fun fact real fast.
Yes,
Please.
I think we need some fun
Let's go back to Broken Arrow.
Please.
Yeah, let's do that. Apparently,
So that
see,
time-
this is what happens when I don't have a plan. Like, I
time
can't even
John-
grab the leash at any
The
moment.
time John Travolta assaulted a masseur.
Well, the thing
I'm going to get another guitar if you don't shut up.
I'm not in charge of Travolting Development. It's Canon's
Goddamn
train.
right. It's my show.
So it's his fault.
This is the train with 2 nukes on it that's going to fucking fly at John Travolta's face. Speaking of John Travolta's face, he was given the choice to play either Deakins or Hale in this film.
Yeah.
Obviously, he went with the crazy route.
Yeah, the bad guy.
Because Deke rhymes with Widow's Peak.
And I don't mean to keep reading them, but this one's kind of troubling. Apparently, Halle Berry was considered for the role of Terry Carmichael.
Really?
According to this fact.
That's the lady park ranger
Yes.
that definitely boinks Christian Slater.
Of course, they fall in love and have babies
After
Yes.
the movie.
That we didn't learn her name for the entire movie.
until the end. It was kind of like a Speed situation.
Yeah, a little
almost.
bit.
And, well, apparently she was told there are no black park rangers.
Fan.
Wow.
It doesn't say who said that.
Well, probably not John Woo, but
Yeah.
definitely a studio head.
Yeah. What the fuck does
Excellent.
that even mean?
So these last
Like-
15 minutes have been the most unpleasant.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just put a timestamp in the episode. You can just skip some of the.
You know what? I'm gonna keep the
We're
bad
gonna
news.
have to put
All
a
right.
fucking trigger warning on this episode.
You know how
May as well talk about Milo Notice again.
Shut the fuck up! No,
Look, I'm still
No.
pissed off about that when y'all ruined that goddamn movie for me.
How do you think I feel, Frank? How do you think I feel?
I guess the people who threw all the cats
I would
off
have been
a cliff.
perfectly fine never knowing that horror story.
Look, I know you were a kid before the movie came out, but I was a kid when the movie was out, and I grew up with it, and it ruined my life the other day when I found out there was just fucking cat dog murder the whole time.
So what other bad thing were you about to tell us, Ken?
Oh, you know how when movies say the name of the movie within the movie, and
Yes.
you're like, yay, they did the
Yeah,
thing.
they did it twice here. Broken Arrow means a lost nuclear bomb.
The phrase broken arrow is not actually used to refer to the theft, loss, or seizure of nuclear weapons
Oh,
or
they lied
components
to
from
us.
the U.S. That's known as an empty quiver.
I can see why they changed it.
No, man, they should have went with empty quiver. that has a better ring to it. That has a much better ring
Quiver
Empty quiver, starring John Travolta.
coming this fall to ABC.
Speaking of coming, they talked about jizz like
Oh,
4
yeah.
times in
God,
this
yeah.
movie.
No, there was specifically a cum joke.
Several times. Several times.
At least 5 times.
Several
Because
times.
Christian Slater was like, "Park ranger lady, you need to stay back." And then she did something cool. It's like, "Hi, you can come now." And then later on, he did something cool, and she was like, "Hi, you can come now." And they just kept saying that shit. And then another bad guy was like, "It's time for you to get off." And so it's just like every 5 minutes, somebody's fucking jizzing. And then Travolta
But are these
gun rapes this lady.
That was really uncomfortable.
That was awful.
I
Like,
do not like that.
Like she was captured, and he's like, "I'm gonna shoot you if you don't push the buttons to arm this bomb." But he kept like leaning into her real close and like poking her with the gun,
Like
and
caressing
shit.
her
It was
with the gun, like
It was bad, and she
Oh.
kept making like it was. I don't know if she was told to do scared faces that also looked like orgasm faces, but they just looked like orgasm faces.
I feel like she was probably like directed to do that as she was like being like sexually assaulted into like triggering a nuke.
Yeah, what is it? What is it with John Woo and like scenes with men just uncomfortably groping women? Yes, that happened in Face Off as well.
Yeah.
with
yeah.
with your favorite.
Like the opening of that movie.
Oh, look, God, I can't wait to talk about that movie. Anyway, we're talking about Empty Quiver right now. So hashtag Empty Quiver.
Empty quiver, shooting blanks.
So you're saying John Travolta wanted to put his broken arrow into the park ranger lady's empty quiver?
I mean, maybe.
I think
I know he was pretty hard about blowing that nuke up above all
Let's be
else.
honest.
Yeah, no, he was definitely going more for Christian Slater.
Yeah.
Because like look, trust me, I would know because like that the first 15-20 minutes is they lay it on pretty thick with like just guys being dudes.
Dudes being guys.
This probably came out before, but I kind of feel like this is like their weird like budget version of Top Gun.
No, Top Gun came
That was
out like
way
85.
before.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
was like 10 years after Top Gun.
So obviously they're hopping on that train late, but it's kind of like
You know what?
that's what it felt like.
No doves and no fucking shirtless volleyball scenes. This movie, you know what? I have to lower my score.
You know
I have
what
to
el-
lower my
You know what
score
else
now.
this movie doesn't have? Kenny Loggins.
You're right. It does
But
not.
it had Hans Zimmer.
It did have
going super
had no
fucking
right
hard.
had no right to be doing that in this movie.
Like that
None.
that soundtrack's almost as
None.
good as the Dark Knight soundtrack, you know? Like I will take this Broken Arrow shit over that dissera bah, bah, bah from Dark Knight Rises.
Dark Knight Rises is a doo-doo.
It's not as bad as people say.
It really isn't.
I like it better than Dark Knight as a Batman
Okay, look,
movie.
save that for the Batman
Ooh, yeah,
episode.
yeah.
When are we gonna have a Batman episode?
It'll go on the wheel at some point.
Well, we'll have to make room after we do the Hanks a Lot episode that's going to go on the wheel.
Look, I've been keeping track of it. Don't you worry.
We'll take off the serial review or some other shit, and we'll just put those on there.
We'll keep those. We'll just swap them out for something else.
God, I
Have something in reserve.
like I couldn't believe that when soldiers decide to, you know what, let's just not follow fucking orders and let's slice people up with helicopter blades.
That was pretty boss.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, that's when my score started to, like, creep up, like, inch by fucking inch. there.
Yeah, when Delroy Lindo was like, I plan on breaking the rules. I was like,
I was like,
"Fuck."
ooh.
And you know what? I also appreciated that they kept shooting at the nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
And twice, John Travolta's like, can we not shoot at the thermonuclear device?
Yeah.
Because a lot of movies, they would have just shot at it and not even thought twice. Or like Christian Slater would have been like, what are you doing? You're going to kill us all!
See, I feel like John Travolta's character should have just, killed all of the dumbasses that were shooting at the nuclear warhead. And as Jonathan said while we were watching it, more money for him.
Yeah.
But granted, also, too, his plan is, like, really doo-doo garbage.
It's pretty janky. It's pretty
like,
janky.
Not a great plan.
How the fuck did he plan on getting away with this? Like, even the U.S. military in 1990 still had global supremacy.
Like, he wanted to sell the nukes.
Well, he
but then,
wanted-
For like a comically small amount of money. It was
was-
only
well,
200
ransom
Yeah,
for
he
the
was
nukes.
ransoming
Yes,
the nukes
ransom
for
for the nukes.
$250 million
Yes.
from the government. But then he was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to blow up Denver.
Yeah. Park this right up St. Jude Hospital's ass and just pull the trigger.
Yeah, because that's how you know he's really evil. He's going to blow up cancer kids.
And see, I would have expected that to be Howie Long's plan instead, just because as a former Raider, he probably didn't like the Broncos that much.
Oh, the Raiders hate the Broncos.
See, I knew that was a thing
However,
in sports
Howie Long
ball.
couldn't plan his way out of a paper bag, I'm pretty sure.
See, I'm glad we have different kinds of nerds on the today's show. We're talking about sports references.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only
'Cause I was
reason
groping
knew
in the
who
dark
Huey
there.
Long was because he was his commentary days.
Yeah.
Well, I think I first knew him. Like, didn't he do like a phone commercial back in the '90s? Or
He did several
Yeah,
commercials.
several commercials.
I remember
yeah.
him being very, very like prominent in commercials.
They
That's
were
how-
all over TNT when I was watching Nitro.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is his biggest role, though, in movies.
Probably.
He's had bit
I
parts
don't know. I've
after.
seen him in
look that up.
something else, but I can't remember it.
I'm
I
pretty-
feel like it's an Adam Sandler movie.
You know, you're probably not wrong.
But that's how I feel whenever I'm at work and like everybody there is into sports except me. I was like, man, this must be how they feel when I'm like talking about like comics
man.
or something.
He was in 3,000 Miles to Graceland,
Oh my god, I love that movie.
and That Thing You Do.
I love that movie. Wait, Howie Long was in That Thing You Do?
Yeah, and he also did Radio Shack commercials with Terry Hatcher.
That makes
well,
sense.
That's probably what you're remembering
That
from.
makes
right
sense.
there.
For sure.
Radio
For
Shack.
sure.
I remember there was a lady with him.
Who the fuck was he in That Thing You Do?
He's in some sort
Was
of.
he in the director's cut? Because there's a director's cut I haven't seen.
Let's see.
He's
According
in some
to
kind of
this,
firefighter movie.
he's the partner Lloyd in the extended cut of the movie. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That fucking
Well,
explains it. I gotta
yeah.
get my hands on that extended cut. I really want it.
He
I
was
really
in a
want it.
movie called Dollar of the Dead, which was directed by dollar store Quentin Tarantino, named Gene
Quintana.
Quintano. Starring Emilio Estevez.
Oh. And also
Oh, no.
Jonathan Banks, the guy who plays Mike in Breaking Bad. And Better Call Saul.
Oh, there you go.
You know, that might actually be fun for a watch, maybe.
You know, I remember seeing this thing advertised on Nitro too. This Dollar for the Dead with Emilio Estevez.
How many Western was Emilio Estevez?
Can I see that poster? Because
It looks like Red Dead.
Yeah, that does
it
not.
just makes me want to watch Young Guns.
A little bit.
Young Guns is a good movie.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Then Young Guns 2.
I watch Young Guns too. As a sequel to the first one, it works.
Is Emilio Estevez still alive?
Yeah,
He's in the
making
new
it-
Mighty Ducks show.
Yeah, the new Mighty Ducks reboot on
But
Disney Plus.
Disney Plus.
but oh my god, I might have to
He was
write
in
that
Maximum
down.
Overdrive.
If
was.
if we ever land on my fucking space on that wheel, I have to remember 3,000 Miles to Graceland because
That's
that's
a good
going on
movie.
the might be an episode list.
Like
That movie's
movie,
great. That movie's fucking
I'll write
great.
that down for you.
when
Ken.
every actor is an Elvis impersonator. Come on.
It's great.
That's great.
Like
It's
th-
fucking
that's
great.
what-
Nicolas Cage should have been in the movie.
Yeah.
He should have
he
instead,
should've.
instead of
of-
Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
You know
What was that movie where Bruce Campbell played an Elvis impersonator?
Bubba Hotep.
Is
And
that
he
him
wasn't an
again?
impersonator. He
was
claimed to be
Elvis.
Elvis.
He claimed to be Elvis.
Yes.
But he fought a mummy.
And then Ozzie Davis played JFK.
Yes.
Yes,
You heard
black
that right.
actor
You heard
Ozzie
that
Davis.
right. You heard that correct.
It's like
It is kind of banana movie.
I have that DVD. I'll put it on the list.
I've
Question
seen it.
mark.
I don't remember liking
They
it
did
that
comic books of it.
I've owned that movie for at least a decade probably.
They've been talking about doing
And
a
I have not
sequel.
seen it. I've started watching
Oh.
it like 3 times.
You got to watch it, Frank.
Since we're on the Bruce Campbell train, I haven't seen it in forever. What was it called? My Name is Bruce.
My name is Bruce. Yeah,
I wouldn't mind watching that.
I've got that
again.
DVD.
I feel like I've seen that.
It's fun. The song that they sing for the bad guy Guan Di sticks in your head for a while.
However, whenever anybody mentions that movie, I immediately think of that old-ass movie, They Call Me Bruce.
Oh, the horrible Bruce Lee is
That
dead, so let's get this guy who looks
horrible
like him.
Bruce Lee ripoff movie.
Oh, it's terrible.
Where the guy is pretending to be Bruce Lee and keeps getting mistaken for some reason because he looks absolutely nothing like Bruce Lee.
Yeah, even through the lens of like the whitest Karen you know, he looks nothing like
no,
Bruce Lee.
not anything.
I don't
It's
know what
bad.
this
It's a bad movie.
not
He's
good.
like a
It's from the
dumbass
80s.
with a Mo Howard haircut.
It was nothing but a cash grab off of Bruce Lee's popularity
Yeah,
at that
it's
time.
not
Probably
good.
his death.
Yeah, he was already dead by then. Ugh.
Well, I mean, seriously, he only got like U.S. famous after he died.
Yeah, because Enter the Dragon was his first thing, and
Yeah,
he died shortly after that premiere.
Yeah, he was shooting Game of Death, right?
Yeah.
With Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem
Yeah.
Abdul-Jabbar, who was also in that Ernest basketball movie.
Yeah. But the Bruce Lee
Slam
fight
dunk
with
Ernest.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is pretty sick.
And he got
That
that
was a
big
good one.
old footprint on his chest.
Yes, he did. Giant footprint.
That is a very tall man.
He's a big fella.
Empty quiver.
It means the penis
Gee,
don't work no more.
I wonder why they didn't go with that.
Yeah, so weird.
Yeah.
So odd.
It sounds. It's
you-
better than Broken Arrow. I'm
you
saying.
would- you
I'm
would
fucking
think-
saying.
I mean, both of them are fucking
Well, for the
allegory or metaphors for erectile dysfunction.
whole allegory of them and their
Hump joke.
gay, will they or won't
Will
they
they or won't they?
hook up through
Will
the
they or
entire
won't
movie?
they?
Also, y'all may have caught me like laughing at this part, but again, at the very beginning when John Travolta turns, there's a moment where like he has like both of his hands like clasped together and does like a up punch, down punch, up punch, down punch. And it is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
It
because
was
like
bad.
these two are like fighting like two kids in the back seat of a car on a summer road trip.
Oh, when they're on the plane and they're playing grab ass?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
like that.
They almost went pure slap fight with
Yeah.
at one point.
Also,
Like, I'm not gonna lie. I was sitting. Well, I don't know. That's not fair. That was the very beginning of the movie. Like the longer it went, about the like 30 minutes in, I was sitting at about the 2-star mark. I was just like, man, I don't know about this.
I don't know how good of an idea it was for John Travolta to be like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to make him look to his right, away from me, by saying there's something out the window. Then I'm going to pull a gun on him and shoot him. Sure, it's dark outside, it's lights in here, and he'll definitely see the reflection of me pulling the gun, but still, I think it'll work perfectly.
Which was the thing that happened.
Hey, man, what's
the
out the
movie.
window?
Which, granted, like, I mean, knowing his plan, he probably doesn't have very long-term thinking skills.
Oh no! He mentioned repeatedly that he plans out things in detail with backup plans.
I mean,
Except
it looks
for
like
reflections.
he did. Yeah, except for reflections.
Except for reflection,
He didn't
yes.
think of that. But you know what? Ejector seats exist. And then when he drops the nukes out of the thing, and I think it's funny because later in the movie there's like this line of dialogue. It's like, oh well, you have to have a specific code. Even if they hit the ground, they're not going to blow up. I'm just like, these nukes are falling from the sky, and they're about to land, and I was like.
But they have little parachutes on.
Because, like, I remember starting this movie an eternity ago. I was very young, and I got to about where John Travolta turned, and then I guess I just stopped watching because that was the only thing I remember of the movie until the full viewing tonight.
What also bothers me is that he pulled the shoot on Christian Slater, and later on he's like, no, I'm sure he's dead. Yeah, I pulled the shoot button and he was alive when I did that, and it automatically deploys the parachute to keep somebody safe in the event of it happening. Yeah. But he's definitely dead. How do I know? Well, he's got to be. Who could survive a thing that was meant to be survivable?
I pulled his safety cord.
I will say, neither of them were wearing their helmets. That was a bit sketch.
No, he had Slater had his helmet on. He took it off when he landed, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I know Travolta didn't have
No,
his.
Travolta did
No,
not.
he didn't. So, yeah, it's just like, no, he's definitely dead, even though I did the thing that's designed to save his life in the event of this happening.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was dumb.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot of.
Yeah, that was the only lapse of logic through that movie.
And also,
The only one.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna call him Big Kahuna Burger guy.
Sure.
Because I don't know his real name. Something Wally, I think.
Check out the big brain on Brett.
Yeah, Brett. Yeah, Brett from Pulp Fiction.
Let's just call him a smart motherfucker.
He's in it. He's in it just to explain a couple of things about nuclear warheads in this movie.
Yeah.
He's like Matthew Broderick in Godzilla '98.
Like, honestly, he is
He is
like,
the Tipitopotopoulos of this movie.
Yes.
he is like a Dollar Tree Matthew Broderick.
Yes, he is.
Or like a not evil, completely incompetent, useless Paul Reiser from Aliens.
But with a more fantastic head of hair.
Yes,
See,
fantastic hair.
I was thinking the little political nerd boy was making me think of like a dime store like Kyle MacLachlan.
Also, Red Foreman's in this movie.
Yeah. Oh, hang on.
I could see it.
Yeah.
What if like this is my new headcanon, okay? This is a Jack Ryan movie, but as it actually happened and not like Jack Ryan talking about it later on. And Brett from Pulp Fiction is Jack Ryan. So he's like, no, you guys, I totally saved the fucking day. And everyone's like, no, Christian Slater's right there, bro.
I sat in a room the whole time.
Yeah. Like, I was in ROTC, bro. I'm Jack Ryan. Fuck up.
And then he just disappeared from the movie after that.
Like the Jack Ryan, everything is just this dude's bar stories after this event.
You know, because that was the vibe I was getting. Like, I remember reading like some of those like Jack Ryan type books back in the day. It's like this kind of gives me to like a, you know, like a
Like Tom Clancy.
Tom Clancy with
Alex Cross.
with like 3 fingers of whiskey, like just like slapping at a typewriter.
It was fun though. It was a fun movie.
Yeah, I mean, I did have a good time. Like I don't think it's good, but
No,
it's
not in the traditional sense.
not. Yeah,
either.
it's but like again with Cajun Greatness. In a weird sort of way, I guess I have to judge like every fucking movie I rate based on like I guess the first one, because you know how Willy's Wonderland, I had to change my review after
Sure.
watching Jiu-Jitsu. And The Fanatic, well, it can't go any lower than a half star.
I wish we could. It deserves
Yeah.
negative stars.
That is easily top 5.
But like the
personally.
more like stupid action explosions and shenanigans that went on, and especially the fantastic death scene with the nuclear warhead flying at John Travolta's face.
And how he just stands up like fucking Jason Voorhees and just like
bring it. He's embracing. I mean, he knew he was gonna die. I mean, if he was gonna stay on that fucking train, he was gonna die. Plus,
Yeah.
there's no getting away from a fucking nuclear warhead.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to especially if you're like walking.
Yeah, but he was crazy. Remember? He's like, fuck.
Ain't it cool?
I want to ask the people who haven't seen it until tonight, when they took the casing off of the nuclear weapon, and you saw the shiny, pointy, little pronged point on the end of it, that was a nice little point like it would be stabbing something. Did that foreshadow anything for you?
Well, I was like, that is oddly sharp. I feel like someone might die.
I mean, they did like emphasize that point on it a bit.
It's freaking chrome.
Well, this is a point of the show where I have to ask Justin, how does Rob feel about Broken Arrow?
You know, I don't know. Rob's been busy.
Oh,
you
yeah?
know? Yeah, I haven't had a chance to talk to him, but I'm gonna try to in between now and when this releases. And if I can't, then we have some other fun stuff up our sleeve as opposed to the lazy ass. Because I was tired that day. You know what? It can't all be winners for that intermission. Deal with it. Fuck you.
Yeah.
So we'll see what Rob has to say if he's available. But otherwise, we have some other things that our listeners might enjoy for this brief intermission.
Yes. With that being said, we're going to take a quick break.
We'll be back.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cajun Karaoke.
I can't stop listening.
Deep inside.
Me. Girl, you
just don't
Realize
what you do to me
when you
hold me
your arms
so tight.
you me.
Nope. Everything's all right.
Hooked
hooked on a feeling, and I'm high on believing that you're in love with me.
And welcome back to Travolting Development. We have been talking about Broken Arrow, or as I like to call it, Empty Quiver. Hashtag Empty Quiver. Hashtag should have been Empty Quiver.
Release the empty quiver cut.
I don't know if those are going to catch on or.
I don't know, man. I mean, we're putting everything on a shirt. If you would literally put just an empty quiver on there, I like it.
I mean,
I like
that's going on the ideal list.
I want a stealth bomber with empty quiver.
I hope we can get away with this, but there's a shot of the movie. There's a keypad on these nuclear warheads, right?
Right.
And during the whole weird gun molestation scene where he's making her type in numbers in the keypad, in the end she goes up and presses the cancel button. So what I'm thinking, if we get a shot of just her boop hitting that cancel button, that's the new you canceled shirt.
Well, I can just draw the version of that.
Or that.
That protects it
That'll
through
work
parody.
too.
Yeah, that's also on the ideal list.
Yeah.
Jimmy just takes a screen cap of that picture and just draws over it.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Because look, we got to be extra careful because Warner Brothers is looking out for us now.
That's right. This isn't a Warner Brothers movie, is it?
No, but they might tell somebody else.
Putting the word
Yeah,
out.
they might narc on us.
They're scared.
For this 26-year-old
They're scared of us.
action movie.
And that's why we have our new shirt, Podcast Merch Store DMCA Repeat. Available at tpublic.com/user/caging greatness.
Thank you. You're welcome. I mean, if I could draw, I would draw these fucking things up myself. I'm just the idea man.
He's just the idea guy.
He's the idea guy, right? I'm the action guy. That's how it works.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know how much more we have to say about this film, other than talk about some of the most insane scenes of the film.
There are some leaps in logic.
The boat.
Yeah, the boat.
The boat.
All right. Yeah, I had a problem with this scene as
bears.
well. I mentioned balls.
No, I'm not doing it.
Frank even knows what that bit is, and he won't even do it with us. Fuck off, Frank. That's mean.
Excuse me, I'm just having a heart attack.
No problem. Just having a heart attack.
That's why I didn't want to do it, because I knew this would go on for 20 minutes.
Frank needs. I'm sorry. Frank's got to go home. He's got to go to bed. We all got to
work
to bed.
in the morning.
I do too. Don't feel bad.
We all have.
We all work.
have Monday through Fridays now, Frank.
I have Monday through Saturday.
You wouldn't want me
Yeah.
to go postal,
Same.
would you?
God, Frank.
Stop. All right, the boat scene.
This is a point where Frank does a one-man show where he reenacts falling down.
He just reads the script. He just. Oh God.
Douglas?
Yeah. That movie.
That is a fantastic movie, and yes, I'm feeling that.
Once we get a Patreon going, what's the tier to get Frank to read the script from Cats?
Oh, I think we'll
Cats?
find. Yeah, the script.
How
from
much
Cats.
money?
I don't
would
think
it take
there
for
is
you?
there a script from Cats.
I mean, maybe.
There's a transcript at this point. We can just take what
you
they
could
said.
get the songbook.
Yeah, songbook works. Yeah.
Or just spoken word Shatner sing the songs from Cats.
Oh, I will.
Jellicle cats.
What's a
along.
Patreon
And they're
tier for
Jellicle
that
cats.
shit?
I will flat out sing the fucking Cat thing if paid enough.
Maybe on Patreon, maybe one of our Patreon.
Talking about a Patreon we don't even have.
Yeah,
by the way.
I'm looking into you're talking to a person who does karaoke sober. So
I love karaoke.
I also love karaoke.
yeah.
See, I was thinking Frank gets his own spin-off show on the Patreon. He just calls it something like "Let Me Be Frank."
Yeah.
Frank
that's
giving hot
great.
takes.
Let me be Frank.
You already got straight shooting. Pew 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 pew.
If nothing else, we can have that as another intermission we use because we got Rob's reviews and then we get "Let Me Be Frank."
God.
That's
and
going
plus,
on the idea list.
I mean,
That's going on that.
And plus, the other spin-off show, in case Canna's not here, instead of Straight Shooting, Jonathan leads it called Straight Shitting.
straight shitted with Jonathan.
Is it just a microphone outside the bathroom when he's in there or something?
I mean, that would get us a brand new audience, but I don't know if we'd want them.
It's just Jonathan saying "I shitted," but in different languages.
It's Jonathan saying, like it's alternating between Jonathan saying "I shitted" and then his Bernie Sanders stuff.
I come here
God
today
fucking damn it!
to bring you big booty bitches.
Oh man, the boat in
I will not put Frank through that.
in Empty Quiver. First of all, I don't know if y'all caught, but like I was kind of bothered by like just the start of that scene in general because like Christian Slater and
What's her face?
Park Ranger are
Clearly
trying
left
to-
an impression.
yeah, like to hide into the boat, sneak onto the boat. But when the camera pans to the boat, you can see them like kind of like ducking down just a bit. And then, like, when the camera gets the full shot of the boat, you can see them, like, coming up. I feel like we weren't supposed to see them. Like, they were, like, in action. Oh, shit. And that just wasn't cut out of the movie.
They only had one take, and that was it.
I mean, there were probably a lot of moments in this film. They only had one shot, one opportunity to seize
I
this
don't
moment.
think so. I think he thought
They
that
had to
was
capture
fine.
it before they let it slip.
Yeah, I
Mom
think
spaghetti.
Mom spaghetti.
I think he thought that was perfectly fine because she did hide in a 4-foot space in a boat with the nuclear missile with like four big, huge, beefy guys less than a foot from her.
Yeah, like
Underneath a tarp. A girl shape.
Yeah,
a girl shape lump.
I thought when they were
in a
bringing
tarp directly in front of them. If you've ever ridden for any distance in a boat,
yeah.
it's impossible to be still for that long a period of time.
Yeah, it's impossible.
It is not a cushy ride.
Especially if it's a fast boat.
Yeah, and this is a piece of shit boat that they were in. And there's 0% chance she made it all the way down without them realizing, hey, there's a bitch under this tarp.
Yeah. I thought they were going to do a thing because I noticed that this boat had like, I don't know, 4 gas cans on it. And it also featured a no smoking sign. And I'm just like, well, John Travolta, this is how he dies in this movie.
He's a bad
Boy,
guy.
was I fucking wrong. But
he's just a rebel without a cause.
I mean, he did blow up.
yeah.
he went kablooey.
I mean, I don't know. I thought it was I think it's impossible for his character to blow up because, like, there was another part in the film where a straight up grenade was thrown at him. It blew up.
Oh, yeah.
On top of him.
Yep.
On top of him. And then you just get, where, oh, God, ceiling comes down, and now there's a wall between the good guy and the bad guy.
Not even a shred of blood or damage.
It should have been like Major
None.
D. You ain't
His
got
pants
no
were
legs.
fine. His pants were intact. They were not on fire. Nothing. He just, like, got that dirt off his shoulder like he was fucking Jay-Z and just got out of there.
You should have seen that coming just from the locker room scene after the boxing match.
Yeah.
Where Christian Slater, who was beat into submission in the ring by getting his face pounded over and over again
Yeah.
in the locker room, perfectly fine.
Just all good.
No bruise.
Where top John
red mark.
Travolta beats up his
Nothing.
twink for 5 minutes.
I
at the
will
beginning.
give John Woo credit. That boxing scene was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was
Like
neat.
the way the camera comes down and it's intercut with
Yeah.
like hits and shit. Yeah, that was pretty neat.
But
I will say though, like this movie is being Thanos snapped out of my mind.
I mean, like I said, if we're not talking about it right now, I'm forgetting shit. Like Frank mentioned the boat stuff, and it just all came back to me. Thank you, Frank. By the way.
Like if you're in the room with it, you just see like the Thanos dust just like like sizzling in the air.
Oh no, it's just goop dripping out of all of our ears. Like, what is that? Our memories of Broken Arrow. Something about a quiver, I think.
What?
We're just
I don't.
What
it's
movie?
a race against the clock to
What?
remember
I'm not
this.
understanding your accent.
Wait, what movie?
Oh, can we talk
I don't
about
know.
Travolta's accent? In and out Southern
It
accent?
did. It did change like quite a bit.
There would be a Southern drawl,
Yeah.
and then he would just be haughty and just
Like
very, very precise sounding, and then it would go back into Southern drawl
you
for
see,
no apparent reason.
I figured that one out. It was like the middle. It's the exact middle of the spectrum, like where it's that little wiggle area, because he's going from like Pulp Fiction, right? He's almost to Face Off territory, and there was like this little, like a level.
So
just
it's
that bubble was just.
So what you're
floating
saying is
right
a
there in the middle.
transition him from Pulp Fiction
Yes.
to Face Off.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I
Yes.
got you.
This is the middle evolution of John Travolta.
Yes, in a kind of okay movie,
Fair enough.
a fun kind of okay
Yeah, it
movie.
was brainless action.
I'm not saying I didn't like it, but I'm just saying it's. I didn't like it as much as I thought
It would have benefited
Yeah, that
from.
doesn't make sense.
It would have benefited from somebody other than Christian Slater being the lead guy.
I
Like
do
you need
agree.
somebody
Yeah.
with more charisma.
And someone who
It's
has
been
a single shred of logic
It's been
writing out the plot of this movie.
Yeah, you don't
Because
need
it
the
did not
logic.
possess any.
Fuck the logic, right? You just need somebody better than Christian Slater.
But what 90s actiony adjacent guy would you get in Christian Slater's place?
Stallone.
Kiefer Sutherland.
You see,
Wesley Snipes.
I think fucking Christian Slater has been good in things. Have y'all ever seen Very Bad Things?
Yeah, he was good in that.
That movie is great. Hell, I forgot he's in 3,000 Miles of Graceland as well.
Yeah, but he's just not good as an action lead.
No, not at all.
He would have been fine as the villain in this.
I will give him credit. I did read he did like a majority of his own stunts. Kudos for that. But other than like being
I'm
the
gonna
action
disagree.
lead, no sir.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with him being fine as the villain because that's basically two leads in this movie, and he couldn't have carried either one of them.
No, I think he could have done the villain better
He
than the
has
white
villain
man hero.
eyebrows, Frank.
Like
You know, Christian Slater, yeah.
he's done crazy before. Like, you just push it a little harder, and like because he would have been better, not great, but better as the villain than
Well, I'll
he is
give you
the
that.
white bread hero. Like it's the same sort of thing as Doom, because you had The Rock and you had Carl Urban. And The Rock was like, I want to be the bad guy. And Carl Urban's like, well, I guess that leaves me as the good guy. But Carl Urban doesn't do great as a white bread good guy. He needs something to do. He needs some sort of character.
Carl
Like
Urban was in that movie?
Yes.
Doom, yeah, he was the lead. He was the hero in
I
Doom.
thought The Rock was the lead in that movie.
but
He
I-
was, but
yeah,
he
he
wasn't
was
the
the
good
bad
guy.
guy.
The Rock was the bad guy.
The Rock was
Swerve,
the bad guy.
heel turn.
Yeah.
Who would have thunk? The Rock turned heel.
Yeah.
Because it's the same thing as Travolta. The Rock got offered the part and was like, hey, do you want to be the lead? Yeah, I want to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. And Carl Urban was fine, and he was good. He was Carl Urban. But, like, he's much better with a character instead of white meat babyface lead, you know?
I thought he was pretty good AMR.
Yeah, he's good.
I'd seen that so long ago, and I have no
I
recollection
don't know. I
of what
still need
happens
to
in
watch
it.
The Boys.
Like,
I'm ashamed of myself. I haven't started The Boys yet.
Well, like, because AMR wasn't white meat babyface lead. He was grumpy dude who got cast out of his homeland on a horse. He's great.
Yeah.
It's Lord of the Rings. We're talking about Lord of the Rings.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like in Doom, he's just like, I'm soldier dude. But you got to push it farther. You got to push it farther, and when you push it farther with Carl Urban, you get Dread, which is fucking incredible.
I need to watch that too.
It's so goddamn good.
Speaking of, and again, he's gonna fucking pop hard for this. Friend of the show, Joe. I mentioned to him today that I told you, Jonathan, that I was finally going to give the Lord of the Rings trilogy the good old college try.
Oh, thank God.
And I'm talking the director's cuts.
You goddamn
God.
right, extended cuts.
I don't know when this will happen because
I've got 'em.
We got to plan a week.
I've got the DVDs. I'm here for that.
I
Let's
have-
do it.
I got the 4K Blu-ray.
There you go.
I
Fist
have
bump.
seen.
Boink.
I saw the first one. I was very young and I was bored to pieces. But I've heard fantastical things about the other two.
Yeah.
So and plus like extended it. What are they like 8 hours a piece?
No, they're like 4 hours. Like you're in for about 12 and a half hours.
Yeah, about
I mean,
12 hours.
I've sat through about 12 hours of Batman.
Yeah.
If that was 12 hours, I saw Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises
I
midnight
don't-
premiere in one go.
This
That'd be
one's
about
gonna
7.5
little
hours.
longer.
Yeah, that was the first 2 movies worth. Yeah.
I saw 3.
You know what I'm saying? Like those 3 Batman movies are
Yeah.
the first 2 Lord of the Rings movies.
Good
Like,
lord.
Yeah, Return of the King is like 4.5 hours.
Granted, I know we're
Yeah.
not doing this like in a day.
I mean, you kind of have to.
No, I don't.
I mean,
We kind of do, bro.
No,
I
not
mean,
really.
I'm
We
with
can do it in a
It
weekend.
can do.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's fair.
I'm with
Like a
you with the
3-day
first one
weekend.
because I had the same reaction.
Yeah.
Even though I've read the books and I was like a Tolkien fan, watched the first movie and I was like, God, was the book this slow?
a lot of people.
Start off with?
To me, the book was a lot slower.
Well, it's because the book had 80 pages of Tom Bombadil that did nothing and went nowhere.
Maybe
That
that's
is very true.
I like scan through those parts or something. I don't.
Frank, talking to Mike.
I'm trying to talk to Mike. Sorry.
But he's also trying to look at us while he was at the corner of his eye the whole time.
That being said, Joe was excited to know that I'm finally going to give that trilogy a shake.
I'm also excited.
Yeah, I know Jonathan's excited as well.
I hope you like it.
I hope you do too.
Yeah, I hope so because that's a lot of fucking movie to sit through.
The second and third are better than the first.
Yeah, for sure.
Hot take, I think the first one's my favorite.
And we still need to watch the Cornetto trilogy. Jonathan.
Yes. Oh
do.
my God.
And
yes.
my pick for you guys thing needs to watch is Legend of Drunken Master. It's Jackie Chan's
yeah.
best movie.
That's how you
said it.
say Rush Hour.
No. Legend Drunken Master is better. Like, I love Chris Tucker,
I'm just digging around.
but Legend of Drunken Master is the best fight scenes of any movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Police Story's pretty good.
Not
Police
that I
Story's
don't love
great.
Rush Hour, though. I fucking love Rush Hour.
Rush Hour is great.
I'll watch all 3 of those movies. I don't give a fuck.
You know, they're not terrible. Like, 2 and 3 aren't good, but they're fun.
Yeah. They definitely
Yeah, they
go
drop
down.
in quality. Yeah,
the order in quality is the order they came out.
Yeah, no, it's just a hill down decline of quality.
But there have been worse trilogies. I'm looking at you, Men in Black.
Ooh, that hurts my soul.
What?
I loved the first one so much.
First one's great. In fact, I thought about it the other day. I need to watch it again because it's been too long.
You know, I still think Men in Black 3 is better than 2, though.
Really?
Not by a lot, but by enough.
It's only worth it to see Josh Brolin play Tommy Lee Jones, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Other than that movie's dog shit.
It's not. I mean,
And then
they're not
it
good.
tries to like interplay like the fuck. Write this down, Pat. I can't do this now. I can't fucking do this now.
Men in Black.
Straight shooting. I can't.
Straight shooting.
Straight shooting. Men in Black 3. Get fucking ready.
We might have to do a straight shooting with all 4 of us.
I mean, fuck it. Might as well.
Yeah.
Throw it in there.
We'll put it on the uncaged wheel.
Stupid thing that happened in Empty Quiver. When they're all on the train. Speaking of, there's a lot of scenes in this movie that just proves without a shadow of a doubt that this film inspired so many classic Sony games that came out in the future. This had Uncharted written all over it, and I loved it. But anyway, they're on a train, and Christian Slater's hiding, and like the girl, the park ranger is like on the train too, and then all of a sudden, I guess I was like back and forth from my phone because there's a moment I look up, and then she's like getting like pulled off the train, right?
Yeah.
And then the next scene, they're both tucked away just conveniently in this little hidey hole under the train. I was like, you mean to tell me you just did a flip off this motherfucker and somehow, like you're a goddamn human sticky hand, just retracted to this little cubby
Like, he
hole?
would have had to yank her so hard to get her to go straight from falling to her death to into the cubby hole. It would have ripped her goddamn arm out.
Yeah, she's dead.
And
Well, and then the helicopter explodes right after that above them. They would have been incinerated.
There was at least 2 inches of wood in between them and the helicopter. They were fine.
Wood is very flammable. I don't know if you knew that.
And apparently wood is enough to stop fucking bullets.
And plus, like, Howie Long and like John Travolta were hiding behind like kindling and like oil drums, and they were fine, like, literally centimeters from the bomb. And plus, like, Christian Slater was just moments before had his ass ground into like hamburger meat when he was like being dragged underneath the train.
Yeah, he was under the train for a hot minute. Like, hell, that looked nasty even from like a movie perspective. I was just like, it's kind of sketch. I know there's like they got professionals and shit, stunt teams and what have you, but I'm just like, what is that about?
Yeah, a serious homage to Indiana Jones.
Yeah, that too.
Twice.
Yeah.
Twice
Is it an
in this
homage
freaking
if you're
movie.
just ripping shit off?
I was getting
that line is very blurry, Shim.
I'm not wrong.
When you rip it off, it's just a homage.
I was getting Indiana Jones vibes earlier in that when like the helicopter, when the back fucking propeller almost got Park Ranger.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
almost
the helicopter
up.
that nose touched the ground and it exploded
Yeah.
when the nose touched the ground.
Yeah.
Because that's obviously where all the gas is.
Yeah.
In the nose.
Like for the most part, like I said, like the stealth plane at the beginning, that had to have been CG. That was definitely CG.
There
But it
were
looked
parts
good. It
of
was
that-
dark. They could hide shit.
Yeah.
The only like special effect that like because there were a lot of practical effects, especially with like the explosions, and I'm pretty sure there was a scene where they like used like a mini or whatever, and it looked really good.
Yeah,
like
probably
sometimes
when
those
the
shots
plane was crashing, they used
still
the mini.
fucking pay off.
Yeah.
And well, at least in the 90s. But oh god damn it, where was I going with this?
CGI?
Yeah. The most wonky CGI I saw was when the nuke actually like exploded underground, and like the initial first blast when like the ground kind of like caved in.
Yeah.
That little crater.
That didn't look great.
No, and then like it turned into tremors when the ground's like that looked cool because it was practical.
Yeah, that looked pretty sweet.
The ground just like rippled, and then guess what? It caused another helicopter crash and explosion.
Yeah.
That was rad as fuck.
Followed by Howie Long being like, that shockwave took out that helicopter.
And then John Travolta explained to us what the EMP is for like 25 seconds.
I feel like this movie was kind of playing to like John Travolta's like proclivities, like had all that like nerd pilot talk at the very beginning. It's like, okay, this is him getting his like little pilot boner off here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think we have
Exhausted.
we have polished this turd. It's as shiny as it's gonna get.
Yeah.
But I say turd, but this was like one
call
of
it a
those
turd.
turds that
No,
like
it's
sit out in
fine.
the sun and like turns white, and you can pick it up and toss it with your friends.
I'm just saying, like, with a better
Now, what the
cast.
fuck childhood did you have tossing turds around?
You never turd tossed?
You never turd tossed?
Never went
Frank?
turd tossing?
No, what?
You haven't
Is that going
lived.
to be a new show idea? Turd toss.
No, it's going to be a new shirt idea.
No, but I'm getting a little view into why you guys are the way you are. Right
All I'm saying
Turd
is,
tossing
all-
with the gang.
all I'm saying is, it was a fun turd to toss around, and it was a fun turd to talk about amongst tossing it around with all of you.
And look for a turd tossing t-shirt at tpublic.com/user/greatness.
Hashtag totally a sponsor, kind of, sort of.
We sponsor ourselves because no one else will. But fucking Coke and Volvo were all over this movie.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, it's like, hey, how about a Coke? And hey, I'm gonna work. I'm gonna
Get 5% of Volvo.
Point being, Empty Quiver was definitely a time. Broken Arrow was definitely a time. And you know what? I had fun. I think for the most part, we all had fun.
It was a
We
good
all
time.
had
Agreed.
3s and a 3.5.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. A couple of hearts.
I
thrown
think
in
it
the
was
mix.
one male lead away from being a cult classic. I really do.
I
Replace
believe
Christian
that.
Slater with
I
somebody
believe that.
else,
Yeah.
and you're there.
I
better
agree with
actor
that
there.
100%.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not as good with the fucking plugs yet because, I don't have anything in front of me here. But I'm just going to try. We want to thank you for joining us for episode 2 of Travolting Development, which is a spin-off show on, of course, the Caging Greatness podcast. You can find us on all of the podcast things.
Anywhere
Like
there's an RSS feed, we're
all of
there.
it. Spotify, Apple, Google, all of those things. SoundCloud.
Yeah.
That thing that I keep forgetting is a thing because
Tune in. We're in like 50 others that just get the RSS feeds from SoundCloud and whatnot and just shove their shit on the website.
Just a quick update. How are we doing?
Yeah, we're doing pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, we're doing pretty good.
Hell yeah.
We're averaging, like the newer episodes, we've got about 25 to 30 listens per episode in the first couple weeks they release.
Nice.
We're about to have a couple hit the over 100 listens mark.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Please like, follow. We're on the Twitters. We're on the Instagrams. We're on the Facebooks.
That's right.
We're everywhere. As Captain Shimmy has said, we have a fucking merch store. tpublic.com/user/Caging Greatness.
Correct.
Oh my God, I can't believe I got that one right.
Very proud of you.
Anything else I should plug before we make the rounds? Or did I...
No.
Linktree? There's a link
Yeah,
tree.
we got a
All
link
of them
tree.
are there.
We got a TikTok. Our link tree is available.
We haven't done a
anywhere
TikTok
we have
in a minute.
social. Yeah, we need to do another TikTok. We'll do it when we spin the wheel.
Yeah. Okay.
You children and your TikToks.
I mean, I haven't checked it in a millennia, but, I still have it on my phone.
Oh, at this point, you've probably got like 900 things I've sent to
900, please. 9,000. Anyway, and as always, I am That Cannon Guy. You can find me at That Cannon Guy on Instagram, Twitter, and Letterboxd. And take it away, everyone else.
Oh, it's me?
you. Yep. Do your thing, Jonathan. We're just going
Do
to
it.
stand here and
We're just
stare
going to
at you.
stare at you. You're not going to fuck up
Don't
at all.
fuck up your Twitter.
My name is...
Auto stare at it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Oh, no, that's not
That was
cool.
me.
That
That was me.
doesn't count.
That doesn't
Yeah,
count.
that doesn't count.
I'm
That
sorry.
doesn't count. All right.
I'm so sorry.
My name's Jonathan. You can follow me on Twitter at JONIBOI24 and John Notes on 12 on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
That was good.
Frank, do you,
You
want
can,
the people
you
to
can
find
follow
you?
me on Instagram at Swarley1145, but I never post anything, so it'd be very boring for you.
Oh, there you go.
But it'd be very anticipatory, though.
Yeah, like, oh, God, he posted something. What a day.
And thank you for joining us, Frank.
Yeah, Frank, thanks for being
Thank you
on.
for inviting me.
Yay.
I miss Farkle, his little torpedo ass.
Gosh.
Yeah.
The miscreant on four
Farkle's a
legs.
dog, everyone. I'm sorry.
Farkle is a Corgi Pitbull mix, and it's just as ridiculous
It's
looking
interesting.
as it
It's
sounds.
fucking
Yeah.
amazing.
And
I love
he is kind of a douche.
He is kind of a douche. He headbutted a kid in the shop once.
Yes.
Anytime the bell dings, he barks like crazy. I'm always worried I'm
yeah.
going to get sued.
He's, as a postman, I hate to admit, he's bit my mailman.
Excellent.
So there's only room for one postman in this house.
Pat, where can people find you?
Well, you can find me at John Lost His Name on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd, and my art on Facebook is John Lost His Name Art. And if you're interested, go check out the AYCH feed where we just dropped episode 212, which is the Best Candy Bar Tournament Bracket Reveal, is where we go through our tournament list, our March Madness in May, where we go through 16 candy bars as chosen by the AYCH faithful, and we sort of deliberate over the matchups and see what will be the best candy bar.
So much chocolate.
It was a fun time, though.
Fucking mounds, though. Screw you, Cody.
Spoiler
Putting
alert.
mounds in the goddamn list. Nobody likes that shit.
Also, check out the brand new Cajun Greatness Letterboxd.
Yes,
Oh,
we
yeah,
have
I
a Cajun
forgot about
Letterboxd.
that.
Yeah, we're on Letterboxd now.
At Cajun Greatness on Letterboxd. We can find reviews and all the movies that we talked about so
Yeah,
far.
I signed up the stuff, and then I sent Pat the info, and all of a sudden the content on our Letterboxd quintupled in like 30 minutes because Pat really fucking loves Letterboxd.
Letterboxd is fun.
It's a good time. Yeah. And I am Justin. You can find me at Captain Shimmy's Almost Music, Captain Shimmy's Kinda Art, the comic strip on Hargrove Road here in Tuscaloosa. I'm on Facebook and Twitter, and you know, you just find me places. It doesn't matter. Like, you don't need to find me. You just hear me here, and then buy our shirts. So thank you all for listening to Travolting Development.
Thank you all for listening, and remember, don't let anyone Travolt your development.
I don't know if that works quite as well.
I think it works.
We're workshopping.
It's like an empty quiver. It works better.
God damn it.
I shitted.
Good night, everyone.
It's a Travolting Development. His movies are kinda shit. 15 years without a hit. Hey! It's John Travolta